Hi, I'm Sherry with Michelson Associates, and we've been taking part, me and Clark Quinn and Matthew Richter and Carl Kapp and Dana Cosalis and Liz Dars and a whole host of other people. We've been talking about gamification and engagement in learning. And the point was being made that gamification and those types of engagement techniques can be more distractors than they can be effective. And furthermore, that learners might actually be wasting their time with the gamification techniques. And there is a certain validation to that. There's a certain validity to that. So the fact is that we need, as designers, to think about a few things. And one of those things would be just how relevant to the course, to the learner, is the gamification. So in the overall context of the course, does the gamification carry the learning forward? Is it formative, for instance? Or even if we use it as an assessment, we can make it somewhat summative. So we can use these as effective techniques. We just need to give some thought to that. Number two, in terms of gamification and other engagement techniques, we really need to be considering cost. Most businesses are not throwing a lot of money away, and they certainly aren't going to do gamification for its own sake. So are there things that we can do in the build of our course that can get the job done just as effectively as gamification or other engagement techniques? Number three, how evergreen are we keeping this technique within our course? We're hopefully building the course in a way that is easily maintained in the future so that you don't have to rebuild it or do much maintenance to it in the future. And that would apply to the gamification. Even in the techniques of gamification and with the way technology moves very quickly, you can date your course really fast, and you can add to the work maintenance that maybe you don't want to do that. And finally, the last consideration is why don't we need to consider our audience? What is our target audience? There are some groups of employee learners who don't want anything to do with gamification. They need to get into the learning, they need to get out of the learning, and they need to be done. There are other groups of learners who love this kind of thing, taking part in the competition, bragging rights with their colleagues, finishing things up as a sense of accomplishment. All of those things might play into how we analyze our target audience, and we need to be doing those kinds of things. So there are lots of considerations around gamification and engagement techniques, and we need to carefully assess what kind of situation we have in these things. And that's really what I have to add to the chat. And I hope all of you have a wonderful week. If you have more topics you'd like us to address, please let me know. We will go there.